Today's class, Simone and I, this is the second class we've done together. Today's class, we are going to be working on abs and booty. Our class is called Abs and Booty Blast. You know, the two targeted areas that people love to work on. So we decided to give you guys some fun exercises to do today. As usual, class is always free. It is a charity mat Pilates class, but if you have the means to and you would like to donate, we are donating all donations received today to Feeding People. Their Instagram is feedingpeople.ig. They are donating healthy meals. They're providing healthy meals to medical workers, the frontline workers. So we wanted to give back to that. If you want to donate, you can Venmo me. I am Tiffany Lowe. We'll make sure all your donations go towards them. Otherwise, you can always donate straight to feedingpeople.org.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nelly the black cat joined.
Pardon?
Nelly
the black cat, yeah. She loves doing Pilates. So today, all you need is a mat. I have padded my mat. Simone, you have a mat?
I have a mat here, yeah.
Awesome. So shall we get started?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm just going to make sure my volume is on the highest setting so I can hear you. Perfect. Awesome.
Can you hear me well from here?
Yeah, I can. I might turn the music down a tiny little bit.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. You can still hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Wait. Okay, so we're going to start just laying down on our mat. And we're going to start going into some breathing here to get ready for class. We're just going to lay down in a comfortable position and just start breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We can wrap our hands around our ribs to really feel that air going in and filling our body up. And then forcefully exhaling everything out. Just taking a few here at our own pace, connecting with our bodies. And on the exhales now, we're going to try to make them forceful exhales and trying to connect with those abs, that layer of abdominal muscles, and really feel them squeezing, starting to activate as we exhale everything out. Feeling those ribs coming together and everything is nice and contracted together. We can take 2 more here. Last one. If our eyes were closed, we're going to start opening those eyes. And we're going to start going into a few crunches. So our first exercise is going to be some ab exercise. Our feet are going to be planted in the mat. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our head. And just starting to find that first crunch here. So lifting that head, looking at your knees, and starting to activate those abdominal muscles. Looking at your knees and really lifting that chest and those shoulders off the mat. Scooping that lower back and imprinting it on the mat as we crunch up. Nice. Nothing else is moving right now except those shoulders and those abs scooping up off of the mat. Lower and exhaling as you lift everything up. Making sure those ribs stay knitted together, those abs are squeezing. Have one just like this. The next crunch we're going to hold at the top, and we're going to lift that left leg in tabletop and the right leg in tabletop. Holding that crunch and feeling your lower back imprinted on the mat, we're going to start extending the right leg long and bringing it back to tabletop. And then the left leg goes long and back to tabletop. And we're going to keep alternating legs going out and in and out and in. And we're keeping that crunch this whole time with those elbows in your peripheral vision and those hands behind your head supporting you. Remembering to breathe the whole time. Let's do 2 more on each side like this. Holding that crunch up. Feeling those abs starting to shake. 1 more just like this. We keep that crunch up and we're going to start extending both legs at the same time. So both go out and bend back in tabletop. And out and bend back in. Breathing the whole time will really help. Working on those upper and lower abs. Extend out. We have 3 more here. And last one. And bring everything back in. Release that crunch. Whew. And plant those feet on the mat.
My abs are warm.
Mine too. Oh my god. Okay. Nice. Taking a nice deep inhale. On our exhale, we're gonna find that crunch again, and we're gonna lift just that left leg into tabletop. Here we're gonna go into somewhat of a bicycle crunch. So we're gonna crunch with that right elbow towards the left, and then straightening the leg and reaching for our ankle. So it's just one-sided. So crunching towards the left and lifting up to reach that ankle. Targeting those obliques a little bit here. Reaching up. Nice. Trying to get that armpit towards that knee rather than that elbow. And really lifting that whole right side of your chest off the mat. Squeezing those obliques. Lift. And we keep alternating between these two. We're warming up every single layer of our abdominal muscles here. Last 2. And last 1. We're gonna hold that side bicycle and we're just gonna pulse for 6 here onto the left side. Pulse, pulse, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. And release back down. Ooh, relax your abs for a second before we move into the other side. We're ready. We're planting that left foot in the mat, interlacing those fingers, behind the head, finding that crunch, and lifting that right leg to tabletop. So we're twisting towards the right, and then lifting to reach that ankle. Ankle or shin, whatever is available. So we keep twisting, tabletop, straightening that leg, and lift up. Let's take 2 more before we pulse with the right and pulse that chest and those ribs toward that thigh. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. Whew. And now we're moving into some bridges with Tiffany.
Awesome, guys. That was so good, Simone.
Yeah, my abs are burning.
Lying down here, your feet are going to be a mountain shape position. Make sure your fingertips can reach and touch your heels. Finding that neutral spine. Let's go ahead and tuck that pubic bone towards the sky, imprinting your lower back, and slowly peel your back up off the mat like a sticker up until you get to the middle of those shoulder blades. So you have a diagonal line from the tip of your knees down through your middle back. So you can gaze towards your knees in this position, and then slowly mount your spine down, bone by bone by bone. Really nice and slowly. Your butt should be the last thing that touches the mat, and you should find that nice neutral spine. Let's make sure your knees are tracking over your second and third toe, keeping everything nice and parallel. Palms really pressing firmly into the ground, activating the back chain of those arms. Keep those ribs knitted in so they're not flaring up towards the ceiling. Let's go for 3. Really activate that booty and those hamstrings on your way up, pressing into the floor, driving those heels down, and sending energy through those heels. Keep that breath going. We have 2. Squeeze that booty on the way up. Really try to see if you can dig those heels and tuck that tailbone under, lifting that pubic bone up higher. Last one, let's go ahead and meet at the top here. Really pressing your heels into the ground. Shift that weight into your left leg. Let's go ahead and find your right leg in tabletop, or if you want some spice today, you can reach it up towards the ceiling. We're just going to lower those hips an inch and lift an inch. Lower an inch and lift. For 8, 7, 6. Keep those hips nice and level. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Place that right leg down. We're going to go ahead and do this on the other side. So left leg can come on up to the sky or in tabletop, whatever feels good for you today. Let's lower for 8. Press into that right foot. 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep that belly button drawn in. 3, 2, and 1. Place that leg back on the ground. Let's just pulse with both legs on the floor. Down for 8. Squeeze that booty. 7, 6. Tuck that tailbone a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and melt that spine all the way down, bone by bone by bone. Just working those glute muscles a little bit. Now keeping your feet where they are, we're just going to invert those feet, the heels to touch, so you're in a Pilates V. Your toes will be pointed externally. In this position, we're going to find the same bridge, or we're just going to go into a neutral bridge now. So placing your palms firmly on the floor, go ahead and lift up into a neutral bridge. In this position here, shift the weight onto that left leg. We're going to find the glute med engagement here. Go ahead and lift that right leg up to the ceiling. And then go ahead and point that toe to tap your inner ankle of the other foot and bring it out again. Tap the inner ankle of the other foot and out. So the natural temptation here is you might want to feel like your hips want to dip towards the leg that's moving. We want to try to make sure the hips are nice and level. So you can always bring your hands to your hips as a guide. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot down to the floor. Let's go straight to the left side. So same thing, keep those hips level. Extend that leg up. We have 6. Tap that inner ankle of the right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot down. Keep those hips lifted. Now we're going to find some abduction. So just go ahead and open those knees out 2 inches and bring them back in. Keep those hips lifted. We're just firing up those outer glutes.
So press through. I want you to really do this with intention. Imagine there's a band around your knees. You're just really pressing up, opening those knees out 2 inches and closing them back in. Let's go for 7 and 6, 5, 4, last 3. This is 2 and 1. And then let's just pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring everything back down. And I'll pass it back over to Simonne.
Ooh, wow. That was okay, going back to some abs here. We're gonna start with, we're still laying down here on the mat. We're gonna lift our legs up to straight, pointing towards the ceiling. We're just gonna start with lowering our legs down, lifting up, and we're gonna go into some sort of a jackknife. So lifting our booty up, and then once we're laying down, tapping those ankles and going back down, lift up, tap those ankles. So targeting both the lower abs and the upper abs as we reach for those toes or ankles. Those hands are there to help you as you lift your booty up off the mat, and then to control it on the way down. It's very important in this to really engage those lower abs, knit your ribs together as you lower those legs down. Make sure there's no space between your lower back and the mat. So that lower back is imprinted on the mat the whole time. And those abs and those ribs are knitted together. Maybe your legs don't go as low. They just go as low as your back stays glued to that mat. And tap. Lower. Lift. Oh, I feel those lower abs.
Me too.
Let's do 3 more here. Last 2. And last 1. Lift. Tap. Woo. Relax everything down. Whew. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. And we're actually going to come to seated for the next one. We're going to come here to seated. We're going to go into some Russian twist with a little bit of a twist. So we're going to lift our legs up if that is comfortable today. If not, those heels can stay on the mat as well. So lifting our legs, we're going to go into 4 Russian twists side to side, and then extending those legs and lowering that torso, bringing everything back together and back to those 4 Russian twists. 4, extend everything out and bring it back up. Right. So you're kind of balancing on that butt here the whole time, both with those Russian twists and as you extend those legs long. With those Russian twists, really twisting that whole torso side to side, maybe tapping your mat on each side. And again, if it's too much to balance on that sacrum.
Yeah, I have a sticky sacrum.
Yeah, we can lower those heels to the mat. And just do the same, really remembering to twist that torso side to side, feeling those open. We're gonna do one last one, Russian twist, and we're gonna hold those legs out. Hold those out. We're gonna lower actually our torso down to the mat and open those legs and close them. Open and open and close. Those hands can be below your booty. Open and close. For 4, 2, squeeze. Last one. And bring everything back together. Maybe hug those knees to your chest.
Wow, class is flowing. We're already almost at 25 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let's come over. We're going to do some sideline work here. So come up onto your right forearm. We're going to bring this bottom leg to tabletop position. And then the top leg is just going to hover up at a hip width distance apart. Make sure your hips are nice and stacked here. Let's go ahead and bend that knee into hover. Extend that out to 45 degrees and sweep it in underneath your butt as if you're standing. Let's bring it in. Point it out to 45. Sweep it in. So you want to feel the engagement of those hamstrings. That smile line right where your booty meets that hamstring there. Really point to that toe. And bring it in. You want to keep yourself pressing in through this forearm. Keeping that side line lifted. Keeping that open, proud collarbone. Let's go for 2 more. And last one. Kick that leg out to 45. Tap on the floor. Let's rainbow it over to the back. And as you do this, I really want you to think about keeping that hip nice and stacked. The natural temptation here is you might want to bring that hip back as you bring that leg back. We want to make sure we keep it nice and stacked, nice and even. Keep those ribs drawn in. Let's go for 4. Last 3. And 2. And 1 here. Bring that leg directly underneath you. We're just going to find some internal and external rotation of that femur bone. So internally rotate that leg. Your toes will be pointing towards the ground. And then externally rotate so your toes point towards the ceiling. So nothing else in your body moves. You're just really rotating that thigh bone in that hip socket. Again, really pulling the hip away from those ribs. Using your hand as a guide here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find neutral. Let's just pulse that leg up an inch and down. Up and down. Using those deep 6 muscles, those glutes. Find them up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those glutes should be nice and warm. And I'm passing it back over to Simonne.
Okay, so from this position, we're gonna do a super quick side plank. So we're gonna prop up on that elbow, on that forearm, prop those hips up. If this is too much, the lower leg can always be at a 90-degree angle bent. So we're just gonna find this side plank and we're gonna dip our hips down to the mat and up, down and up. If this is too much, just a normal side plank is 100% fine. If not, we can try these hip dips. And if you want to advance it even more, as you lift up, you can lift up that top leg, lower down, lift, and lift. We're not here for long. We're just here for 6 more. 5. Last 4. Feel those obliques. Hold it up, really press into that mat with that forearm. We have 2 more. And last 1. Lift, lift, and lower down.
Nice, guys. Let's come on over to quadruped position. So you're going to be in a, your back's going to be nice and flat. Your wrists are going to be directly underneath your shoulders. Knees directly under your hips. Finding that nice neutral spine here. Let's go ahead and find some bird dog. So to start, let's just go ahead and bring that right arm out, right by your ear, and bring it down. Let's bring that left arm up and bring it down. Right leg extends behind, making sure your hips stay nice and square when you do this. Bring it down. And then go ahead and bring that left leg behind. We're going to find some opposition here. So right arm, left leg goes out. Keep that back nice and neutral. Imagine there's a tray behind your back so nothing spills. Left arm, right leg. Really try to find length through your fingertips and your toes as you do this. Like you're trying to imagine someone's pulling you from your fingertips and then somebody else is pulling you from your toes. Really finding length through your whole body. And if you want some advancements today, you can always come up, untuck your toes, and you can always come up onto the knees. Come up onto those toes. Just find that 90-degree angle, bend on the back side of your knee. Let's go for 3 more on each side, whichever variation you're doing. Last 2. Really press into those palms. And last one. Bring everything down to the floor. Keep those abs drawn in, belly button engaged. Since we're in quadruped position, the natural temptation is to let the belly hang. We want to make sure we're drawing those abs in towards the sky. So now we're going to go into a donkey kick clamshell combo, which I really love. I always teach this one. So keep your weight even into your shoulders, into your palms. Let's go ahead and shift that weight into our left leg. Pulse that right leg up, flexing that foot. Pulse it up into a donkey kick. Keep that knee in where it is in space. Extend that leg. And then bring it back in to tap the floor. Clamshell. And down. Bring that leg up. Pulse it up. Keep it where it is in space. Extend that leg. Bend it in to touch the floor. And open up into a clamshell. We're just really firing up those outer glutes today. Pulse that leg up. Keeping the knee in space. Extend that knee leg out. Bring it to touch the floor. And clamshell. Let's take 3 more like this. Making sure you keep the hips nice and square. You don't want to pike one hip up. Let's go for 2 more. Open up to that clamshell. Last one. Into that clamshell. Let's go straight. Oh, actually, let's do one more variation here. Right knee comes into right elbow. And then you're going to kick into a diagonal. So now your hip will pike up. You're kicking into the left side of the room. And then bring it back. Right knee to right elbow. And then flexing that foot. So you're just still firing up that glute med. Pulse that leg up. Let's go for 3. And 2. And 1. Keep that leg up here. Let's pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down. Let's go ahead and go straight to the other side. So let's start with those donkey kick clamshell combination. So left leg comes out with that foot flex. Pulse that leg up. Extend that leg back. Tap the floor and open into a clamshell. Leg back up. Extend that leg out. Tap that floor. Open up into a clamshell. Keeping those hips nice and even. Let's go for 5. We have 4. Keep those ribs knitted in. For 3. Final 2. Really engage that booty here. Last one. Now we're going to do the same thing. Left knee to left elbow. And then kick that foot back towards the right side. And your hip will lift up. You're just opening that hip out. Let's go for 5. 4. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Keep that leg in space and pulse it up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. I'm passing it back over to Simonne.
Ooh, good one. Okay, so we're moving into some mountain climbers. So here, we did it last time. I thought it was really fun. So changing it up a little, but similar concept. We're finding our high plank position. We're adding some cardio to it here. So we're doing 3 mountain climbers and hold that whatever knee is holding. Tap the opposite elbow, tap the floor, and back. 1, 2, 3, rotate, tap the floor, and back. 1, 2, 3, hold, rotate opposite side, tap the floor, and back. And keep going like this. Every time it should be the alternating leg. If tapping the floor is not fun, just go and just rotate, finding those obliques, and then bring it back. Let's do 2 more on each side. 1, 2, 3, rotate, tap, down. Last one on each side. Rotate, tap, and back. Lower those knees. Shake out those wrists. Shake out those shoulders. And back to you, Tiff.
Nice. So right now, we're just going to come down to lying prone on our front. Keep that belly button drawn in. We're just going to go into some single leg kicks. So you can fold those elbows out in front of you, your palms down to the floor. Let's just go ahead and bring that right leg up, flexing that foot, and then just lift it up off the floor. Just pulse it up from the floor. Let's go for 6 and 5. You can lower your head down to rest on those palms. Last 4 and 3. Keep your belly button drawn in. Last 2 and 1. Let's go over to the left side now. So same thing, flexing through that foot. Let's lift that cheek up. Lifting through that thigh, engaging that booty and those hamstrings. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, final 2, and 1. Now bring those legs together, knees, ankles to touch. Flex through both feet, and we're going to do a double leg kick. Let's go ahead and bring both knees up and down. So you're really going to feel this activation. Keep those, keep your belly button drawn in. Draw into spine. Activate that booty. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. We're going to go straight into that side lying work on the other side now. So come up onto that forearm. Bottom leg will be in tabletop position. Top leg will be extended out, nice and long. Hover about a hip width distance apart. Again, pressing into that forearm. Let's go ahead and bend that knee in. Kick it out to 45-degree angle and sweep it in underneath you. Bend that knee in. Point that toe to 45 degrees and sweep it in underneath you as if you're standing. Let's go for 4. Keep that breath going for 3. Really pulling that hip away from that rib for 2. Final 1. Kick it out here. Tap the floor and rainbow that leg over. Tap the floor and rainbow that leg back. We have 4. And 3. Really pressing into this left forearm. Final 2. And 1 here. Bring this leg out directly underneath you. We're going to find the internal and external rotation. So internally rotate so your toes are facing the floor. Externally rotate so the toes face the ceiling. Find the internal rotation and external. For 5, 4, 3, last 2, and final 1. Nice. Simonne will lead us back into those side planks.
Yeah, just quickly into the side plank on this side. So propping up on that left forearm. Again, lower leg can be stacked and on the floor. So everything is stacked here, hips one on top of the other, shoulder one on top of the other. We're gonna start with those hip dips. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Squeeze those obliques. We're not going to be here for long. Lower, lift. And again, here we add that leg lift, the top leg, as we lift those hips up. Lift that top leg. Adding more booty work to a plank. We have 5. For 4. Last 3. Pushing into that forearm for 2. And last 1. Lift up and lower everything down.
Good work, guys. Let's come up to standing. We're gonna get some squats here. So go ahead and find your feet parallel, just wider than hip width distance. And let's go ahead and squat back, keeping that weight into your heels. And come to nice and tall. You'll find a hip hinge here, so from the side it looks like this. Keep drawing that belly button in to protect that lower back as you hip hinge forward. And down. Let's go for 6. Really shifting that weight into that back like you're sitting in a chair. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the weight evenly across the whole foot. Let's just find those heel lifts. So lifting that right heel off the floor, bring it back down. Lift that left heel off the floor and bring it back down. Keep alternating sides. Sink back deeper into that lunge, into that squat, sorry. Really pressing that butt back. Let's go for 3 on each side. Last 1. Now lift that right heel up and lift that left heel and slowly come up to standing. Really engage in that booty as you come up to the top and then slowly bend back down. You don't want to lock those knees, so as you come up, just try to keep a little soft bend. And also, always remember to try to keep those knees tracking over your second and third toe. Finding that right patella alignment. Try to see if you can lift up through your heels even more. We just have 2 more here. Last 1, let's hold here. Lift those heels a little higher. And let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower both heels. We're going to go into some lunge and rotation here. Last exercise before the final plank series. We're almost done, almost out of here. So, setting back towards the edge of your mat. Let's go ahead and lunge that right leg forward, finding that 90 degree. Bring those hands out in front of you. We're just going to rotate to the right side, finding that oblique work again. And then rotate back to center, lifting up through those toes to come back towards the back of your mat. Let's go to the left leg now. Making sure you keep that 90 degree angle, that bend of your knee. Rotate to the left side and back in. Leap off those toes and back to the edge of your mat. Let's come up, making sure your knees are tracking over second and third toe. Your hips will remain square. You're just really rotating through the top torso. Let's go for 2 more on each side. Final 1 here. And left leg. Nice. Passing it back to Simonne for the final plank series.
Yes, one more plank and we are done. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go into a forearm plank. We're gonna do 2 or 3 variations, but they're gonna be very quick. So finding stability in that forearm plank, really pressing through those elbows and that forearm. We're gonna start finding hip dips side to side. So dipping our hips to the right and rainbow over to the left. Engaging those obliques again. Keeping your scapula nice and far apart. So really pressing through those elbows, lifting up that chest. Keeping that booty low, but lifting through those lower abs. Almost like belly button is touching your spine. 2 more on each side. Last one. Hold that plank. We're gonna go into some lion. So lifting that left leg off the floor and lowering down. Lifting the right and lower down. Keep alternating here. Holding that plank. Shaking a little bit here. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Nice. And we're holding this plank for our last 10 seconds. Holding it up for 8, 7, 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Whew.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. Nice.
45 minutes.
That's good.
That's great.
And do a little stretch.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna lie face down on our mat now. And we're just gonna stretch out those abs. So those hands are gonna come right up outside of our armpits, lifting up into a swan or upward dog. And really feeling those abs stretching out. Looking over our right shoulder. Looking over our left shoulder. Really stretching out that whole front chain of your abs. From here, we're coming into that high plank. And we're going into my favorite stretch. So we're gonna bring that left foot outside of our left hand and lifting that left hand up towards the ceiling. Your head is gonna turn towards the ceiling, towards that left hand. The back knee is off the floor. So we're stretching out that whole left side, booty, thigh, abs, everything in your body. That shoulder, finding some rotation in that spine as well. And hanging here for a sec. That chest closes as you can to that knee. And then the sides. Left foot goes back. Right foot comes forward. Lifting that right arm up towards the ceiling. Bringing that chest nice and close to that knee. So stretching out that whole right booty. Feels so good on the spine as well. And lowering down. Bringing it back. And lowering those knees.
Let's just go ahead and stretch on a pigeon 4 stretch. So the left leg will fold into a 4. And your right leg will extend behind you. Ready, stretching out that booty. Come down to your forearms. And try to see if you can get your left butt cheek to touch the floor. But you want to still maintain neutral hips. Keeping them nice and level. Really find that deepening of that stretch. Stretching out those hip flexors. Slowly unravel and let's go into the other side. Stretching out right leg in front, left leg extended, coming back down to those forearms, stretching out the outer butt. So nice. Slowly unraveling, keeping your head gazing towards your sides. Walk those feet in. Keeping a soft bend to the knees. Let's go ahead and slowly roll yourself up. Restacking your vertebrae, bone by bone. Head is the last thing that comes on up. Reach towards the ceiling with those fingertips. Circle those arms. Shrug those shoulders back 3 times. And then shrug those shoulders forward 3 times. And my friends, you are done for today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us in our abs and booty blast today. I hope you got a workout. Again, today's class is a free charity class. If you would like to donate, we are donating all the money raised to feeding people who are providing healthy meals to the medical workers that are saving lives out there. So you can Venmo me, I am Tiffany Lowe, or you can donate directly to them. Their Instagram handle is feedingpeople.ig. Thank you, friends. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one. Bye.